What is going on, everyone? It is Fate here, and in this series of the Astrology series, we'll be going through each sign of the Zodiac. So without further ado, I'll be getting right into it, and I really do hope you do enjoy this video in this very first sequence of this astrological series called Learning Astrology. If you do have any questions, please do let me know or just put them in the comments below, and I will try to respond when I can. Please bear in mind that astrology is very complex, and I'm here to teach you from going from the very basics to the very advanced in this 10-piece series. So we start with Aries, the first sign of the Zodiac. Aries is bold, impulsive, and full of fire. As a cardinal fire sign ruled by Mars, Aries is about action, independence, and breaking new ground. Mars represents war, action, and leadership, since Aries is also ruled by Mars, so these are the traits. So an Aries person may be into war. If they're not into war, they'll be into things like boxing or sport. If they're not into that, then it's most likely they're into leadership or being a CEO, for example. So they are natural born pioneers, you could say. So if you do have strong Aries energy, or you know someone that has strong Aries energy in their chart, then they most likely will have these traits. So in the Australian dates, Aries season runs from March 21st to April 20th. Next up we have Taurus. Taurus is a fixed earth sign and ruled by Venus. Venus is about patience, stability, and love. It's the finer things in life. So Venus, which is what Taurus is ruled by, represents love, beauty, and material comfort, making Taurus deeply connected to the physical world. Taurus is grounded, practical, and determined, but also known for the stubborn streak. They appreciate comfort, security, and anything that pleases the senses. So if you know anyone that has Taurus energy in their chart, or they are a Taurus, then they most likely have these traits. Taurus season runs from April 21st to May 21st. Now we're going to get into Gemini. Gemini is an air sign ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules communication. So this means that a Gemini person will be quick-witted, adaptable, and always curious. Gemini thrives on communication and learning. It's also the planet of intellect, speech, and travel, giving Gemini their signature veracity. They're known for their dual nature, one moment deep in thought, next cracking a joke, as it also represents split personality, and then you most likely have these traits. Gemini season runs from May 22nd to June 21st. So now we're going to get on to Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, cardinal water sign, which means it's sensitive and intuitive, ruled by the moon. So the moon represents emotions, instincts, and home life, making Cancer deeply connected to their feelings and their family. So if you have a Cancer mother or something, then they are probably going to be the best parents that you know. So Cancers are nurturing, protective, and sometimes maybe a little moody and may want their space. So if they do say that they want their space, it's best to listen to them. But on the positive side, their intuition is unmatched, and they will go great lengths to make sure their family is okay. So if you're a Cancer or you have strong Cancer energy in your chart, your emotions most likely run very deep, and you care about your family really deeply. So in Australia, Cancer season runs from June 22nd to July 21st. Alright, next up we have Leo. Leo is ruled by the Sun itself. The Sun represents vitality, individuality, and identity. It's also your exterior and self-expression, making Leos confident, creative, and charmmatic. Leos love to be seen, but more than that, they thrive when they can inspire and uplift others. They also have big hearts and big personalities, and know how to live in a lasting impression. In Australia, Leo season generally runs from July 22nd to August 23rd. Now we have Earth sign of Virgo. Being an Earth sign, they are really analytical and are ruled by Mercury. Mercury, just like Gemini, it's code ruled, you might say. But anyway, Mercury represents intelligence, organisation, and precision, making Virgo sharp-minded and detail-oriented. They see what others miss, and they thrive on self-improvement. So if you do know a Virgo, or you have strong Virgo in your chart, then you most likely do have some analytical traits. If you do not have any analytical traits, you'll at least be practical. So if you know someone that's always striving to do better, then they most likely could be a Virgo. Virgo season in Australia runs from August 24th to September 23rd. Next up we have Libra, the sign of balance and harmony, and justice. The one famous Libra that doesn't match Libra to a T is Judge Judy. Since it's ruled by Venus, it's like Taurus. Venus, as I said before, Venus rules love, beauty and diplomacy. So unlike Taurus, Libra takes a diplomatic version of Venus. Libras have a charm and deep appreciation for athletics. They also care deeply about justice, and they will always get justice, like Judge Judy for example. This air sign is all about relationship, fairness and social grace, which you also see in Judge Judy. She's very fair and she will make sure she comes to a fair decision. Libra, it can see all sides of a situation and make sure they come to a very good decision, just like her once again. But do not mistake their culmination for indecisiveness. They care deeply about doing what's right and they'll always make sure things are done right. In Australia, Libra season normally runs from September 24th to October 23rd. Alright, now we have Scorpio, the intense and transformative water sign, ruled by Pluto and co-ruled by Mars. Pluto represents power, transformation and rebirth. So while Mars gives Scorpio that raw intensity, because some people do say it should be a fire sign, but officially it is a fixed water sign. It's also a deep, mysterious and emotionally powerful. Scorpios do not do anything halfway. Well, most Scorpios don't, and they make sure it's done correctly. They're drawn to the depths of life, whether that's passion, secrets or personal transformation. If you know a Scorpio, you know they're not afraid what others shy away from, and they'll always deeply get inside you to make sure they know you better. In Australia, Scorpio season runs from October 24th to November 22nd. Next up we have the very fiery, adventurous Sagittarius. So since it's ruled by Jupiter, that means it is full of adventure, fire and always seeking truth. Since Jupiter is a planet of expansion, philosophy and fortune and luck, making them very great at seeking the truth and exploring. They crave knowledge, experiences and anything that broadens their perspective. They are also extremely honest people, such as Ronnie Recchi for example, one famous Sagittarius that's always honest. So if you ask the Sagittarius for their opinion, be ready for the truth because they're not going to shy away from it and they're always going to give you the truth. Like Ronnie Recchi for example. Now I'm only using that in positive light. I'm a huge fan of his music and I do like what he does. I also want to make sure that's clear. But anyway, back to what we're talking about here is that they're going to be good with passion, fire and anything to do with travel. Now in Australia, Sagittarius season runs from November 23rd to December 21st. And then we get on with Capricorn, the ambitious cardinal earth sign ruled by Saturn. Now Saturn is the planet of discipline, responsibility and structure, making Capricorn focused, hardworking and impatient. They don't believe in shortcuts and they're extremely dedicated in what they love to do, as they believe it will pay off in the long run. So if you know it's a Capricorn, you know someone who's got their eyes on the prize and it's very slow but very patient, but when they do succeed, they did it the right way. So in Australia, Capricorn season runs from December 22nd to January 20th. Those are Capricorns if you are born within Australia. Aquarius, the rebellious air sign, ruled by Uranus and co-ruled by Saturn. Uranus governs innovation, rebellion and progress. So while Saturn adds a layer of discipline onto them and structure, since it had that thing that Capricorn has in that way, what makes them unique is that they also think out of the box and they challenge the norm. And they also care about the bigger picture. They're independent but sometimes can be erratic, but always ahead of their time. So if you know someone, now emotionally, most Aquarius, unless they have a lot of water, they are also detached. They know how to process them emotions logically rather than deeply. So if you know someone that has Aquarius there, then they would most likely have these traits. Now whether they're attached or not depends on the whole birth chart. If they have water there, then they're not going to be as detached as a normal Aquarius should be, since the water is stronger. but we'll go more detail in the second video, like I said. So if you know someone that's a Aquarius, then they're most likely are born from January 21st to February 19th. Now coming up to the very last sign, which represents endings, and that's Pisces. It also is ruled by Neptune, which represents dreams, spirituality, and the subconscious, making Pisces connected to the unseen. They are dreaming, empathetic, artistic, and also very sensitive. Pisces people feel the world in the way others do not. They're healers and visionaries who tap into emotions and energy of us that most people cannot do, or even notice to do. So if you know someone that's a Pisces, and they're most likely very dreamy, and they are also born between February 20th to March 20th. And that's that. That is the 12 signs of the Zodiac and what each of their traits are. Now I do want to end this video off by making sure I don't distress this enough. Depending where this is placed in their chart, it's gonna be expressed slightly differently. So for example, if you have Aries in your moon, that means your emotions will have the impulsive traits. You will have impulsive and passionate emotions. But if you have Aries in your sun, and then you're going to have more of those same traits but be more expressive with it rather than more emotional with it, if that makes sense. I will go more in detail in the next video, but this video is already long enough. But there you have it. That is the 12 signs of the Zodiac based just on sun signs alone. So I'll be looking forward to going to the moon sign, the rising sign, and what all that stuff means. But for now, I'll be signing off. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. And once again, thank you again.